Freedom Weight Loss, the weight reduction program that allows you to enjoy food even more than before while you shed pounds. Carlos Canale, MD, a board-certified gastroenterologist practicing in California, has discovered that losing weight and keeping it down does not need to be a continuous torture, since there are wonderful principles that will help you to lose weight and maintain optimal health while you become free from obesity, extreme diets, and disease. Now let's listen to Dr. Canale as he teaches how to lose weight with freedom.
Let us learn about the use of water to lose weight. In the book Counsels on Diet and Foods, I read, "In health and in sickness, pure water is one of heaven's choicest blessings. Its proper use promotes health. It is the beverage which God provided to quench the thirst of animals and man. Drunk freely, it helps to supply the necessities of the system and assists nature to resist disease." Did you notice that the beverage provided to quench the thirst of man is not soda pop? No, it is water. Now, maybe you don't believe in God, but the human body is over 60% water, and water is a natural drink to have. It is the only drink found in nature, and the Indians and other groups of people that lived in nature and drank nature's drink were not overweight or obese. Now, how can we use water to lose weight? First of all, we need to drink a lot of water. If we drink water, that will help our whole system function properly. Our brain will be well hydrated, our chances of getting a headache will decrease, and we will have more willpower to follow proper nutrition. If we drink plenty of water between meals, that will also help us not to fall into the temptation of eating or snacking before mealtime. This can also help some people psychologically. Many need to have something in the mouth most of the time. Some chew gum, others chew on the back of a pencil, and many eat and snack constantly and get fat. If this is your problem, a drinking water container carried all the time can help supply this need. You can take it to your mouth periodically and pull the cap with your teeth and take a sip. I have seen a lot of people doing this, and that keeps them from snacking. It is better not to start drinking water for at least 1 hour after the end of the meal. If your food is not too salty, you will not need to drink water right after the meal. Then, 1 or 2 hours before mealtime, you may feel hungry, but you are not really hungry. You are actually thirsty. And water is what you need and what will relieve that feeling you think to be hunger. How do I know that it is not hunger? Because the meal you ate 3 or 4 hours before is not yet completely digested and it is still being absorbed. So you cannot be hungry, but there is thirst because you didn't drink water or beverages with your meals. So this is a time to drink water, not to eat. You do not need to drink a lot of water at once. You can drink slowly, 1 or 2 ounces at a time, and steadily. You may need to carry a bottle around or find other ways to do this. Use your imagination. Other way to do this is to drink a small cup every 10 to 20 minutes, and then you will be using water to decrease that feeling of hunger. As we now begin to use water to lose weight, we need to remember that it is very important never to drink water or any other beverages with meals. Why? Because that will keep you from chewing your food properly, resulting in your eating more and enjoying less the taste of food. More weight and less pleasure, and that is exactly the opposite of what you want. This program will help you to lose weight while increasing enjoyment, pleasure. Another disadvantage of drinking with meals is that it dilutes the digestive juices, causing indigestion. A lot of people do not know how to use water properly. They put a piece of food in their mouth, then chew it once or twice, or at the most a few times, and then they wash it down with some kind of beverage. This is very harmful because washing your food down with water or other beverages will result in poor digestion and obesity. Also, the food that is dry in your mouth, then it will take you longer to chew it and to produce enough saliva to mix it and make it creamy and easy to swallow. See, people think they need to wash food down with liquids because they don't chew their food well and they don't mix it with their saliva. But they also miss out on a great portion of the pleasure of eating, because as food is washed down without proper mixing and chewing, it has very little contact with our taste buds, and the flavor is enjoyed very little. So, dry food, which is not chewed well, it is not easily swallowed. Washing it down with liquids will allow people to swallow astonishingly large pieces of meat or other foods, and sometimes they get stuck in the esophagus. In fact, as a gastroenterologist, more than once I have gotten called to the emergency room to see a patient that cannot swallow. What happens is that a large piece of food, usually chicken, turkey, or steak, has gotten stuck in the esophagus. Now, some of these people have a problem which is called a stricture. A stricture is a tight spot in the esophagus, which is the tube that carries the food from the mouth into the stomach. It can be narrowed down to ½ an inch or less, so food cannot go through. But many times I'm surprised because I find people that have a large piece of beef or chicken stuck in their esophagus when the esophagus is entirely normal. It is not narrowed at all. What happens is that the piece is so big that it just won't go through. Sometimes it is as large as 2 inches in size. I wonder how people manage to swallow such enormous bites whole, but they do. So we see that we need to avoid water when we eat. If this is a little difficult because you have been used to drinking beverages during your meals all your life, drink plenty of water before mealtime, up to maybe ½ an hour or 15 minutes before you start eating, and you will not be thirsty while you eat. Make it a point to drink at least 8 ounces of water, and if possible, maybe 16 ounces or more. Something that also helps is to decrease the amount of salt you eat. Don't use the salt shaker. If you are persistent, you will get used to eating food that is less salty, and that is good. It will even help you to lose some weight because you won't retain so much water, and will also lessen your chances of getting high blood pressure. Or if you already have high blood pressure, it will lower it very well. As you eat less salty food, you won't be so thirsty when you're eating. In my case, this has become an established habit. Let me tell you about it. About 23 years ago, I decided not to drink any beverages with my meals. I used to like Coke and other sodas, and I thought I had to drink something with my meals. But once I made my decision, I very quickly and very easily developed the habit of drinking water before it was time to eat. Now I naturally feel thirsty before a meal and drink plenty of water. Then I wait ½ an hour or a little more, and when it has been absorbed and my stomach is ready to receive food, I start eating and have no desire to drink water or any other beverages during the meal. In fact, the habit has become so much a part of me that it would be hard for me and unpleasant to drink anything while I am eating. The same will happen with everyone who wants to follow the natural way to improve oneself. Not only that, but now I enjoy food better than before because I can taste it better. In the same book, Counsels on Diet and Foods, we read, "Many make a mistake in drinking cold water with their meals. Taken with meals, water diminishes the flow of the salivary glands, and the colder the water, the greater the injury to the stomach. Ice water or ice lemonade drunk with meals will arrest digestion until the system has imparted sufficient warmth to the stomach to enable it to take up its work again. Eat slowly and allow the saliva to mingle with the food. The more liquid that is taken into the stomach with the meals, the more difficult it is for the food to digest, for the liquid must first be absorbed. So far we have talked about the internal use of water, but water can also be used externally. For example, when you're tempted to overeat or to eat too soon, a hot and cold shower can help you to resist. Get into the shower and turn the water as warm as you can tolerate it without burning your skin or feeling uncomfortable. Stay that way as long as you wish, and before you leave the shower, turn it to cold and rub your skin and move in place until your circulation has picked up. Usually about 1 minute is enough. Then dry yourself briskly, rubbing your skin with a towel, and you will feel full of energy and ready to say no to temptation. You can do this as many times a day as you need. So remember, use water properly. How to use it? Drink a lot of water between meals. Drink water when hungry before it is time to eat. That will help you not to snack. Never drink water or any other beverage with meals. And do not forget the hot and cold shower. The next helpful natural element we will introduce is fresh air. Fresh air is invigorating and it is free. We do not have to pay for it. In many cities you don't have clean air, but at least outside air is usually fresher than the enclosed, recycled air that we breathe indoors. When tempted to eat too much or before mealtime, go outside, breathe some fresh air and be thankful for that fresh air. Take a deep breath, hold it, breathe out. Then walk around the block briskly, taking in deep breaths. Your brain will be oxygenating and you will be stronger to resist the temptation to eat. Fresh air can also help you after a meal. When you have had enough but are tempted to keep on eating, what can you do? Time might be all you need to be satisfied. I heard somebody say, allow your body time to feel satisfied. If you are eating too fast, you might have already eaten enough food in a short time to be satisfied, but you have to allow maybe another 15 or 20 minutes to go by without eating. Then you'll feel satisfied. It takes that long for the stomach to tell the brain that it is full. You know that you have eaten enough, but you still have that feeling of hunger. What can you do? Here is a suggestion. Instead of continuing to eat, leave the table, go out for a walk and breathe some fresh air. If that is not enough, take a hot and cold shower. After a while, you will be satisfied and you will feel great because you won't be bloated and you will not have that feeling of guilt that we get when we know we have eaten too much. And above all, you will be learning to control your actions and your weight. In other words, anything that works, do it. Feel free to try new things and let me know. Contact me through my website www.freedomweightloss.com so I can share those ideas with many more that have the same problem. So, fresh air will help you, together with water, exercise and proper nutrition, to lose weight with freedom. Another natural element is sunshine. Avoid artificial light as much as possible and let the light of the sun come into your home. Go to sleep early and get up early so you will enjoy more sunlight. That does not necessarily mean direct sunlight, but let the sunlight come in. A great health educator said that sleep is worth far more before than after midnight. 2 hours of good sleep before 12 o'clock are worth more than 4 hours after midnight. So, enjoy the sunshine, go to bed early, and that will help you avoid eating late, which is fattening. You do not need to sunbathe. This actually can be dangerous and cause skin cancer. Just go outside and enjoy a sunny day. It will invigorate you, it will give you more willpower, and it will take your mind away from food. It will help you to follow the program easier and will also brighten your life. The next 3 elements have a spiritual connotation. Maybe you are not religiously inclined, and it is not my intention to offend anybody, but I have found them so helpful that I want to share them with you. Most people who try to lose weight have a lack of inner strength to follow any diet, a lack of willpower, and that is why they fail. They are in slavery to their habits, and this program teaches you how to be free from those old habits and how to have the willpower necessary to overcome. I'm not suggesting that you go to church if you are opposed or not inclined to church going. I just want to share with you 3 spiritual elements that will help you at home or at work in your daily life to follow the program and lose weight forever. One of these spiritual elements is temperance. We can learn about temperance from the Bible. Temperance is one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. In the book of Galatians in the New Testament, chapter 5, verses 22 and 23, we read, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance." Temperance is one of the fruits of the Spirit. If we ask God to give us His Spirit, with the Spirit will come the fruit. And temperance is one of the fruits that you will have, and this will help you lose weight with the freedom that God can give you. Why? Because temperance is very important if you are going to follow any program to lose weight. But what is temperance? In the book Patriarchs and Prophets, we find that true temperance teaches us to dispense entirely with everything hurtful and to use judiciously that which is helpful. So, temperance is self-control, and we need that. Some Bible versions call it just that, self-control. He that has temperance or self-control will avoid fattening foods and will use good foods judiciously, that is, without overeating or eating at the wrong time. Temperance is a fruit of the Spirit, and that is why I believe that Heaven's way is the only way to lose weight that works, because God does not only give you proper nutrition, exercise, water, and other natural elements, but He also gives you the power to follow His program. Ask God for the Holy Spirit, and you will also have the fruit, one of which is temperance. And as we learn about trusting in God, which is the last of the natural elements we are going to deal with, you will see that this is a complete program. What sets Freedom Weight Loss apart from other programs is that it doesn't just tell you, eat this, eat that, don't eat this, don't eat that, you're eating too much, and then you have to do it on your own, only to discover that it is very difficult. Freedom's Way teaches you how spiritual help is available to make the program work for you. God is willing to help you if you just ask. You don't have to be doing it on your own, depending upon the little willpower that you may have. God's power is available to help you change your habits. Another natural element that we need to know about is rest. Proper rest can help you lose weight naturally. There are 3 aspects of rest in relation to weight loss. First of all, the rest of the stomach. Second, the daily physical rest. And third, the weekly spiritual rest. When people talk about resting, most think of the body and the mind only. But did you know that your stomach also needs to rest? The stomach must rest indeed, for at least 5 hours between meals, just like you have to rest. And remember, at the beginning, if you have been used to eat constantly and snacking often, you might feel hungry 2 or 3 hours after your meal, and you might be tempted to snack. You are probably not hungry, but thirsty. So when you are tempted to snack before mealtime, what did we say you need to do? That's right, drink water. By letting 5 hours pass between meals, we allow the stomach to rest, so it will be ready to work when the next meal comes along. Researchers have found this to be true. In the book New Start, we learned that for most people, eating is one of life's most enjoyable experiences. We enjoy it so much that we often find it difficult to eat only at mealtime. Few of us, however, realize what takes place in the stomach when we eat between meals. A few brief insights into the digestion process will help us choose never to insult our stomachs again. A study done at Loma Linda University some years ago revealed some startling facts. Students were given a typical breakfast of cereal, cream, bread, cooked fruit, and an egg. For 1.5 hours later, their stomachs were x-rayed and found to be empty 4.5 hours later. A few days later, the same students were given the same type of breakfast, and after 2 hours, they were given such things as an ice cream cone or a peanut butter sandwich or a piece of pumpkin pie and a glass of milk. After 6 to 9 hours, a part of breakfast was still in the stomach. One person, after having breakfast, was given a little chocolate candy twice in the morning and twice during the afternoon. 13.5 hours after breakfast, more than half of breakfast was still in the stomach, still undigested. In all nature, we find harmonious rhythms called circadian rhythms. We must live, eat, and work in harmony with these rhythms if we expect to be healthy and happy. In digestion of food, the stomach does not work in a haphazard way, taking care of food whenever or however it arrives. It works in a rhythmic, orderly way. When we eat a meal, the digestion process begins. When more calories arrive any time during this process, digestion of the former meal stops. When digestion of the new substance reaches the level of digestion of the meal at the time of interruption, digestion continues. The stomach is thrown into confusion when something new arrives every hour or two after breakfast or any other meal. What condition is that breakfast in after sitting in that moist environment for 12 to 14 hours? If we had a choice, we would probably prefer not to have the stomach finish digesting it. We would probably like to open a door somewhere and throw it out. Unfortunately, we do not have that choice. Sometimes, of course, the stomach does rebel against such an insult and sends it back where it came from. What do you think about this? It is very interesting to see how the stomach works. If we know how our stomach works, then we will know that we need to let our stomach rest at least 5 hours between meals, and this will help us to lose weight naturally. Did you know that the stomach also needs to rest at night? In the same book, we also learned that having undigested food in the stomach at bedtime means that the stomach must work when it needs to be resting. Every organ of the body needs rest, and the only time the stomach can rest is when it is emptied of food. Some rest might be obtained between meals if they are sufficiently far apart. If the evening meal is early enough or light and easily digestible, when a person retires at night, the stomach can rest, and sleep will not be disturbed by the digestion process. Basic to living a healthy, happy, and abundant life is the practice of eating regularly, contentedly, and with relish, but not between meals. Be good to your stomach, treat it kindly, give it adequate rest, and it will serve you well. We can appreciate that the natural program is not only useful for losing weight, but it is also good for being healthy and for keeping the stomach and digestion in good shape, avoiding doctor's visits, which can be very costly. So this plan will save you money on medical expenses as well. Not eating late or between meals will help you to lose weight by reducing the amount of calories that you consume. This will limit our food intake to 2 or 3 times a day and only during your regular meals. The habit of eating late not only deprives your stomach of rest, but makes you fat. And eating late will cause you to put on weight, while if you eat early, you will stay slim. A study was done in cows, and if you give cows one meal for breakfast, they will lose weight. But when they are given the same meal at supper time, they will gain weight. If you are already allowing your stomach its deserved rest, good for you. And if you are not, I encourage you to try the natural way and avoid eating between meals. In the next section, we will learn about daily physical rest and the very important weekly spiritual rest.
We've reached the end of this segment of Freedom Weight Loss with Carlos Canale, MD. In order to receive all the benefits of the program, you will have to view it more than once, most likely several times, and then continue to watch it periodically. This way, you will grasp the concepts gradually, one by one, at your own rhythm. We hope that you will find in Freedom Weight Loss the best way to lose weight permanently. We wish you success as you advance on the way that leads to health and happiness. Perhaps you feel the need for more help. You can get books, audio or video cassettes, valuable books on nutrition, health, or cookbooks. Or you may be interested in helpful kitchen appliances that will assist you to cook healthfully. You might be looking for an effective and fun way to exercise, like the famous Rebound Air. Or you might be looking for healthy recipes or other healthy information. You can find all this and more on Dr. Canale's website, www.freedomweightloss.com. Or you can write to Freedom Weight Loss, P.O. Box 550, Denair, California 95316, or call 1-888-463-0264. Thank you, and may your efforts be rewarded with happiness and success.